Cobra Kai was an obscure show that debuted in 2018 on YouTube Premium. Critics absolutely loved it, but nobody watched it. I mean, did you even realize that YouTube made original shows other than this show? Netflix bought the show, reran the first 2 seasons during the great stay-home era of 2020, making it a huge hit. Season 3 hit Netflix January 1st, and already more than 40 million households have watched, making it the #1 show in 28 countries. The obvious stock trade here, well, for hit shows in general on Netflix, it's not necessarily Netflix stocks. We did see that Netflix had a huge jump last week after they announced record-breaking $25 billion of revenue for the first time, annual profits increasing 48% for the year. But the best stock trade on Netflix shows can be less obvious. Sometimes there's a clear built-in tie, like the Home Edit and their container store, which sold a lot of containers and moved the stock price pretty quickly, made us a quick little profit. But what about a show like Cobra Kai? Viewers love it. 73 million households have seen it, but other than a few product placements, there really isn't a product or trend to invest in. Or is there? Today on Dumb Money, our Cobra Kai stock trade. This is Dumb Money Live with Chris Camillo, Dave Hansen, and Jordan McLean, streaming live on YouTube. We are Dumb Money. Hey there, Dave here along with Chris and Jordan. We are Dumb Money. Welcome to the show. Please take a second, tap the like button. It keeps YouTube happy. It keeps us on the air. Today's Cobra Kai trade, another investment idea pulled together by our Discord community. If you're not a part of it there, head to dumbmoney.tv/Discord to get an invite. It's free. It's a great group. People with ideas that they've really embraced the whole dumb money social arb way of thinking. Chris, Jordan, let's talk about Cobra Kai because I have to admit I have not watched it. I don't even remember Karate Kid as a kid. I mean, they're pop culture references that I remember, but I don't really remember the movie.
Hey, before we go on too far, Dave, Jenks says your volume is low.
Okay.
I don't know if mine's low too. Maybe I'm sure.
Well, I don't know if mine's low, but I want to do something right now because this report did come from the Discord community. We love you guys, the Dumb Money Discord. That's dumbmoney.tv. Will take you to all of our links in the Discord. I want to give credit to Peyton21 and everyone that helped him on this report. Alam, Marco Bro, GLL Power S, Eric, 4F Wee, Big Sexy, Ambo Tattoos, and Coolio Beans. A lot of people contributed to this report today. Man, I love you guys. This is a Cobra Kai trade, but the reality is this is way bigger than Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is like, it's a tiny piece of this trade, right? It's an angle.
It's got a good story to it, right? Which is what makes it interesting.
It made for a great thumbnail. I'll give you that, guys. Yeah. Dave, you crushed it with the thumbnail. That alone, we had to go with the Cobra Kai angle. There are a lot of angles on this trade. Let's just reveal. I'm assuming people know by now what it is if they've been in our Discord. This is a Southern company, right? I mean, there's so many good angles right now. This is a company that's only in the South for the most part, right? In states that just don't care about COVID for the most part, right? Dave, you just toured the South. Do people even know that it's happening?
Well, I mean, it really depends on where you are. In Florida, there basically was... I remember at least one store that they had signs prominently placed on the front door of the store saying masks not required, feel free to come on in. But most places still had the mask required signs, and I think people realize and recognize it's a real thing, but it depends on which place you are. There was a gas station where I had to actually go in and pay, and I was terrified for my life. The mask wearing by the employees, it was those, just a bandana just covering a portion of their mouth and their nose just completely exposed. And I triple masked and tried my best to avoid COVID. But it depends on where you are. In like Charleston, people were wearing masks while outdoors walking the dog. So just saying because the stores are in the South, nobody knows that COVID exists, that's a little bit extreme.
No, but it is in the South where there are enough people that don't care that they are willing to go in the store.
We know what Academy is. It's a hunting and fishing store. They're like a low-rent Cabela's is what they are. They're low-rent Cabela's or low-rent, what's the other one?
Bass Pro Shops.
Bass Pro Shops, exactly. Yeah. They're the B team. And so they're a really small company, actually.
Jordan, this is about timing because, yeah, Academy of Sports in any other year would be not so exciting, but so many of these stores have closed down over the past few years, these sporting goods shops. Dick's Sporting Goods basically decided to stop selling guns and ammo for the most part, right? And so you have like this really limited amount of supply for certain items in these sporting goods shops, especially when it comes to guns and ammo. And then we have this massive move towards anything outdoor, right? Everyone's racing for outdoor stuff. Everyone is racing for fitness equipment. We know that. But specific to fitness equipment, let's talk about the Cobra Kai trade here, guys. This is mind-blowing. Could we just pull up the G-Trend charts in the actual report for
pull that up here.
Punching bags? This is so weird. And I know, you could make an argument that this is totally removed and isolated from Cobra Kai, but we're going to give Cobra Kai some credit here, guys, because the punching bag is a big part of Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai is destroying it right now on Netflix. And if you look at that G-Trend for punching bag, man, look at that, dude. So this is just representative,
it's
right?
So random, though. It really is kind of random that it peaked like that. I can't hover over because it's just a screenshot to tell you which exact day it hit that multi-year high, but that's real. That's real data and makes you think.
Hey, listen, I don't think you can argue the fact that Cobra Kai is helping the situation. Would we make this investment purely based on punching bags selling out at Academy due to Cobra Kai? Absolutely not. No way.
The play here is still the play that's been happening for a long time, and that's the ammo play, right?
Yeah. Academy Sports near me as a search term hit a peak. What I would assume is right on the day that punching bag peak happened. But if we go down to some of these, the guns and ammo, did we have a chart on that, or is it purely pictures of sold out shelves, like empty shelves? And it's to the point where people know what day the shipments arrive at their local store, and they're lining up and they're clearing the shelves within 10 minutes. I don't even think they get the shelves stocked. It's like people just buy them right off the truck.
They don't, and here's where I want to give some credit, and this is great, great field work right here. The GM of my restaurant, love him to death, Mike. He's so cool. I was telling him about this last night, and he said, Chris, I'm going to be going by, he goes by Academy like twice a week, and they just have lines out the door waiting for the ammo, and within 10 minutes, they sell all the ammo. They get 2 shipments a week. And I think this is happening at every academy in the entire country. They line up, people know when it's getting there, and it's 10 minutes, it's sold out. So he went by this morning for us.
We were going to talk about this, and he sent you 8 photos from moments ago. So
yeah, this is literally from an hour and a half ago. This is the Dallas or somewhere in DFW, Texas. So this is not an isolated situation with the photos from that report. These came in about an hour and a half ago. Look at that weight rack, man.
Yeah, the weights sold out except for those 2. Nobody wants those.
Those are too heavy.
Now here's what he told me. He said that he goes here all the time, and he has never seen that many of those dumbbells on the rack. He said they must have just restocked, because normally when he goes, he's been trying to buy dumbbells for his son, and they just kind of they might have one dumbbell at their, like one size of dumbbell, that's it. So what's really cool is that they actually are getting restocked, because I can tell you those will probably be sold out within a day or 2 based on what I'm hearing in the marketplace.
This is so weird, because if you'd have asked me if this was going to happen 3 or 4 years ago, I would have guessed that they would have gone out of business, because this is the most depressing store to go into.
Isn't it? I've been in one.
Yeah.
When as the 4th place I was going looking for a cooler right before either 4th of July or St. Patrick's Day.
Sporting goods stores traditionally hadn't done that well. I mean, Oshman's went out of business. Like, it just seemed like it was a dying trend, and then all of a sudden, this pandemic hits, and then people are trying to buy ammo and weights and
anything they can get their hands on.
Random. It's so crazy. It's a weird time.
I don't know which section this is, but that is an empty shelf.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it might be ammo, just because the shelves are not tall.
So guys,
shop thousands of firearms. And that looks like a bunch of empty shelves.
More empty
of the
shelves.
same.
This is from this morning, okay,
That looks
guys?
like maybe it was a tackle section. I don't know.
So let's talk about.
But even here, I would assume that those what do you call them, holsters, wall racks are generally full, but they haven't been for a while.
No. So let's talk about the pros and the possible cons and risk factors here. There's so many things I love. Obviously, yeah, the punching bag, the Cobra Kai, that's a fun thing to talk about. But we have the weights, we have sporting goods, we have hunting is hot, fishing is hot, all the outdoor stuff is hot. Now, bicycles, one reference point in the High Conviction Report was really interesting, and it was that they were restocking bicycles continually and selling out. So, we were real big into the bicycle trade last spring and this summer. I actually exited, Jordan, my bicycle trade, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe I exited a little bit too soon, man, because they're continue to sell out bicycles every time they're getting shipments in on them.
We might have a second year of the bicycle. I mean, look, this pandemic is just lingering still
and we're
long.
hearing about mutations out of South Africa and the UK, and I mean, this may be a new way of life, and we may need more bicycles. I did not buy my bicycle in round one, but as soon as the weather warms up, I'm getting a bike.
Yeah.
Hey, if you need a riding buddy,
if I go to Academy, I might be able to buy two.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a right time, right place trade. What I love is virtually every category that they are involved with is hot right now. I also love the fact that Academy is a newly public company. I think they're a little bit off radar, guys. It's kind of a dumpy company, okay? It's not something that I think we would have any interest in during normal times, but they're kind of a bit off radar. They're trading at, they're an inferior company, obviously, to Dick's, right? When it comes to institutional style coverage and interest.
Well, they're not as big, right? So they're more regional.
But that's what I love, because this company, all right, listen, we know that it's really tough if you're in these states that are closing down, right? That are getting really tough on retailers and restrictions. If you look at where Academy Sports are located, and they probably have a map someplace of Academy Sports, all the states. I took a look at it. All of their stores are in, for the most part, most of their stores are all located in regions of the country that are just like, for the most part, fully open, and for the most part have a pretty reasonable percentage of their population that's willing to go into stores and is not overly concerned. I feel that the geographic advantage that Academy has is probably being a little bit underappreciated by the market right now. I don't see what can really go wrong here, with the exception of, and this is a big exception, supply, right? So it's really all about, were they able to get additional inventory throughout this quarter, or is the inventory situation so rough right now that there's a cap on their degree to monetize all this excess demand? That's really the one thing that is sticking in my head as a big risk factor here. Even if it's next quarter, because listen, they can blow out this quarter and come out and basically say, hey, we're going to not have projections next quarter, or lower our projections because we're concerned about inventory. For anyone that's following the story out of China with the containers right now, there is so much export coming out of China and so little import going from the U.S. back to China right now, worse than it's ever been, that for every 3 shipping containers coming from China, there's only 1 shipping container going back to China. So there's a massive shipping container shortage. The shipping containers that we're selling, I think, for like, I don't know, it was like $1,500 or $1,000 are now up to $6,000, north of $6,000. That's a 6x increase just for the container cost, okay, of getting that container. So the container companies in China are trying to make more containers, but it takes time. The cost of shipping is way up. It's causing massive delays and massive increase in prices that are headed to the consumer. So there are supply side variables here that are potentially a big negative for Academy and all the other retailers, by the way, in this hot space.
And I couldn't find a map of their store locations, but I did find this list on their website listing by state, and it looks like the majority of their stores are in Texas, which I guess is why we have heard of it and know the jingle. Sports and outdoors, the right stuff, a great price, because they won't stop playing that. But yeah, it's Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, a lot of stores in Tennessee and Oklahoma, North Carolina. So yeah, it is, some of these states that are a little bit more open or lenient towards.
Guys, I want to talk about the ammo trade too, because I think people don't quite understand this unless you really spend some time understanding. I'm going to call it ammo culture. Okay, this is something that has popped up over the past 5 or 6 years that I've been tracking really closely, and I have never seen it to this degree. And what I mean by ammo culture is there's a percentage of the population, gun owners, but they're not ordinary gun owners. There are people that want to have essentially a massive stockpile of ammo for, just call it a worst case scenario, whatever that means. It could be end of the world, it could be a government takeover, it could just be this thing in the back of their head that they feel more secure. It's like an insurance policy. If they have 10,000 rounds of ammo or 20,000 rounds of ammo. Now that might seem insane, but I'm telling you it's real. It's 100% real. And I'm not talking about a few hundred people that feel this way. I'm talking about tens of thousands to potentially hundreds of thousands of people that want to have tens of thousands of rounds of ammo. So the demand on ammo right now is essentially uncapped. There is so much more demand than there is supply. We've been talking about this all year. Vista has been one of my biggest investments this year, VSTO. I still am in Vista. I think I've exited roughly half of my Vista from what I had at the peak this last summer. But I'm still heavy in Vista Outdoors because of the ammo trade. I think I said this just like Peloton. I said Vista is going to sell every piece of ammo they're able to manufacture throughout all of 2020, and that is exactly what happened. Now I feel like Vista is able to potentially sell every piece of ammo they're able to manufacture, at least in Q1, maybe Q2 of 2021, and they're bringing on new manufacturing. That's a different stock. That's a whole nother episode. We've done some episodes on Vista, but Academy Outdoors is one of the big beneficiaries of this ammo trade, right? Because they're selling every piece of ammo they can get their hands on. From what I understand, Mike has told me that the cost of that ammo, and this has been validated by numerous people, I think maybe even in this report, the cost of ammo is going through the roof. So they're getting full retail pop on their ammo, okay? And of course, people aren't going there just for ammo. What happens? You go to the store for ammo. It's kind of like you go to the grocery store for milk. And you don't just get milk, you get other stuff, right? You go to Costco for one thing, and then they get you on all this other junk. So you go to Academy for the ammo twice a week, and maybe you pick up, I don't know, something else, right? But I think the market doesn't realize just how big this is because it's a Southern company. It's a Texas company. And the brand just virtually doesn't exist in the mind of Wall Street traders in the Northeast. It's just not something that lives in their mind.
They don't have any in New York or California.
No. I mean, this is...
So two questions, actually. One... Yeah. I mean, I know you don't look at stock price, but this Academy has had a huge run-up, more so than Vista Outdoors in the past 12 months, more so than Dick's Sporting Goods. It's up 87%. Well, have we missed the trade? And if not, what is your conviction level?
Well, my conviction level is medium, and I'll tell you, I don't know. Obviously, people that are trading this stock are well aware of what's happening. Listen, I'm fine with this, guys. I've seen in these types of trades, as long as there's no hiccup. If there's a supply hiccup, it only takes one small thing to generate a massive pullback in some of these hype trades. But I don't think this one's overhyped, guys. Like I said, they're selling everything they can get. They're perfectly suited. I think this is a company that, listen, some of the bicycle stocks are up 500%, 600%. Some of the, the pet stocks were up 600%, 700%, 800%, right? Now, obviously, that's not the situation here.
The question really is the sell-through, and then are they able to get enough, like you mentioned, to be able to profit off of this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are empty shelves a good thing or a bad thing in this case? Where
Right.
if their supply chain is so impacted that their shelves are empty and their demand is like 300 times what they're able to actually sell, I mean, that's good. It's a best case scenario. They're selling everything they can, but are they missing out? And has the stock already run up too much?
Yes. So that is the big question. I'm willing to take that risk because I am seeing restocking taking place. And that's really a big part of this trade is the fact that they have been restocking most of their merchandise fairly regularly. And they're winning in every single sector. And listen, I think they're going to crush it with the ammo trade still. So I'm willing to put some money in the line here for a medium conviction trade going into earnings. I had that earnings date. I don't have it right in front of me. I should look it up. But I'll tell you how much I'm in this trade for. I think it's around 200 to 300K. Let me take a quick look. What's the symbol? ASO, right?
March 31st looks like their report date for the period ending January.
Yeah, so I have $350,000 in the trade. That is 15,000 shares. I would call that low to medium conviction at that level for me. But I'm sorry, where did you say the earnings were, Dave? What's the earnings date?
The chart I have shows it's going to be March 31st, and that will be reporting for the period ending January.
Okay, yeah. So I'm planning on holding through earnings unless I see something that I don't like, right? By the way, also, I think it's an outstanding trade for the stimulus, assuming that Biden can get this stimulus done. It's a retailer where, again, the stimulus means a lot of different things to different people, okay? We've said this a number of times. There are certain people that are going to spend their stimulus checks on Bitcoin. There are certain people that are going to spend their stimulus checks on family vacations, on paying down their bills. There is 100%, we saw this summer, right guys? There's a percentage of this population that will 100% take those stimulus checks and spend them on guns, ammo, and outdoor equipment, period. That's a fact. So
I agree with you. You're medium conviction on this. I'm low conviction on this, and when I'm low conviction, I don't trade it. I hope it works out, but I think the stock might have already gone up too much.
I don't look at price. I'm not going to let that scare me, guys.
That. Yeah. And that's why there's three of us. Jordan, what about you?
Man, I don't know. I do like the ammo trade, right? Because I'm in Vista. I might just play this through Vista still. I might buy more Vista.
You know, Crockett here in the comments, gun sales in New Jersey have hit records month over month for 6 months. Yeah, Crockett, I know, guys. I mean, the gun sales, ammo sales, this trade won't stop. It just won't stop. And I don't know if I'll be in it this summer, but I'm going to be in it through March. Like I want to see this quarter play out for Academy. I think the downside is limited. It's totally based on potential supply chain issues that I don't think I'm seeing that much of. Listen, guys, there's only so many places to sell ammo to, okay? Because so many of these retailers have stopped selling guns and ammo. Academy Sports is one of the big accounts. They are taking everything they can get. They have a system worked out with the manufacturers. They're going to continue getting that ammo twice a week, every store, 2 shipments a week. They're going to sell it out. They have lines out the door, period. That's all there is to it. They're going to sell everything they can get.
I like Vista better to play this because they don't have the downside of having to pay these rents and supply chain issues and stuff like that. They get all the upside, no downside.
I think they're two completely separate trades. 2 separate worlds. Academy has a lot more going on than just ammo. Let me put it this way: if you're not investing in Academy now, I don't know when a person would ever invest in Academy Sports, right?
That's the best statement I've ever heard.
This is it. This is it, guys. So I don't care. I am all in. And listen, I think they're doing a bet. I need to pull up their chart, their web stats chart, to see how they're doing it. I think it looked pretty damn good. By the way, we're not financial advisors. If you don't know that, guys, we're social arbitrators. This is about connecting the dots, learning how we strategize about surfacing investments, how our community surfaces investments, how we vet those investments, how we make those decisions. We don't know your risk level. Even if we did, we wouldn't tell you what to buy. Please do not copy these trades. This is just about surfacing things, and hopefully do your own research. Get in the Discord community. Poke holes in our thesis, right? Poke holes in the community's thesis. That's why we have both a high conviction channel in Discord and a high conviction discussion board on those reports, for people to poke holes and challenge those authors on what are they missing, right? Where did they go wrong? What are the risk factors that they're not seeing? That's how we get smarter. That's how we make better trades. I love the fact that people really challenged us on the CCIV, trade that we did last week. If you guys haven't seen our CCIV episode that came out last week, you absolutely should. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago now.
By the way, that thing was a roller coaster today. I think it's kind of leveled out, but
yeah, listen, guys.
Crazy. I think it was up 10% the last time I saw it, but it was up, it was down.
I'm going to stand behind that
you
report
got halted
for me.
twice, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to stand behind it for me. That's all there is to it. And listen, if it's not right for everyone, it's right for me. By the way, I'm going to get into my web stats and see if I can pull a report on Academy, because I think I sent it to the Discord community. It was pretty strong. Hold on a second here. So Jordan, are you in or are you out on this one?
On ASO?
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I've got it on my vaccine list.
Watch it. You're gonna be watching me make some money on it.
Shadows.
You're gonna be watching me make some money on it. Is what you're gonna be watching. I can't get logged in. This is killing me here. All right, guys. All right, people want to know about GME and all this stuff. We have another episode later today, guys, on Wall Street Bets, on Reddit Wall Street Bets. We're doing a standalone episode tonight.
But by the way, GME is up 25% now after going negative mere moments ago. It's been stopped like 2 or 3 times today too, Dave. It's unbelievable.
We are going to go deep.
This afternoon's episode, so
6:15 Eastern. Watch that, guys. If that's coming tonight, we're doing a double episode today. Wall Street Bets, GME. We're going to talk about also AMC. We're going to talk about Express. All the Wall Street Bet stocks that's coming.
What's weird? I'm not seeing AMC pump up on the. Oh, now it is. Now it's starting to show up on Wall Street Bets. So.
You see, that's what we'll talk about. How to get ahead of these Wall Street Bet stocks, right? Okay. So, someone's asking what broker we use. We use them all, man. We love Robinhood, but I'm on Ameritrade. I've been with Ameritrade too long, and I like to keep everything simple and in one account. I also use Schwab, though. Dave, you're on Schwab, right?
I'm on Schwab, yeah. I basically switched because they offered me a lot of money to leave E-Trade, although my girlfriend has her account at E-Trade, and I will tell you, I actually like their interface better than any. I know that recently they were having trouble with, like, I don't know if it was people logging in or they had some kind of problems. I have not had problems, and I really like that when you go to a stock chart, you can click a button to overlay news. So when you see a big jump, you can then hover on the chart and see what news was happening that date. I couldn't find any other. I know Google Finance has tried to do that, but I haven't seen another implementation. So I actually like, even though I don't have an account there, I like E-Trade for that one reason.
Someone brought up that Fraser's Group owns Everlast, which of course makes punching bags. They're a publicly traded company, $2.2 billion. It's worth a look. I'll take a look at them later. Taking a photo of it so I don't forget. So what else, guys? What else? Dave, you're out. Jordan, you're watching. I'm in. What else is new?
You're just adding to that ever-growing list of tickers that you won't even remember what the ticker is representing, or you probably won't put on your calendar their earnings date, but hopefully someone in the Discord community will remind you to watch it. And
No, I listen, I like Academy. I'm into Academy Sports, and maybe Wall Street Bets will get behind it. They'll start pumping it. No, I'm in it, guys.
I'm really curious about what we're going to talk about this afternoon, because I'm not like in theory, this whole gamification of the stock market that Wall Street Bets has figured out makes total sense. I just haven't followed it enough to actually participate in any of those trades. Have either of you?
Yeah, I'm in all of them. I'm in all of them.
He's
I'm in all of them.
all of them.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
I'm in all of them. We're going to talk
I'm in
about it.
none of them, Dave, because I think they're shady, and I won't be a part of it.
Okay,
But I will crawl the board and let Chris know about what's going on so he can make bad decisions.
See, that's what I really want to know. I want to like be in early on the next GameStop. I want to know about it before the meme hits Twitter that some news sources pick up as news.
Jordan's working on that right now.
I've got a deal that pulls up.
All right, save that talk for later, Jordan, because we're going to talk to you about everything that Jordan's working about in that episode for Wall Street Bet, as a way to discover some of these Wall Street Bet stocks earlier to help surface them if you don't want to spend all day.
From the lines of ticker tags comes Wall Street Bets tags.
Listen, guys, here's the bottom line. The reason why I want to do that episode is because it's not a phase. I don't think it's something that's going to come and go. I really don't. I don't think any of this stuff is a little blip on the radar. Listen, this Wall Street Bets thing, it happened last year. It's back again. This is happening, and it's here to stay. So you better figure it out. You better understand how communities impact market, how they impact Wall Street, how they impact sectors in the market at large. This is what we do, and we can't ignore it. You could not like it, but you can't ignore it. You at least have to factor it in, because, man, it's a powerful force, and it's a powerful force that can work for you or against you. So everything I do now, I have to be aware of what's going on in these communities like Wall Street Bets. Absolutely have to.
Well, if you want to know what's going on with our Wall Street Bets, you should definitely make sure you have that subscribe button enabled, notification bell turned on. On your way out today, make sure you do have the like button turned on for this video. Watch the next video. Keep watching our videos all day long, because we'll keep you entertained.
Could you imagine if Wall Street Bets really started to pile on to more of a blue sky stock, to where you couldn't disprove the thesis, kind of like another Tesla, right? Like that's what's really interesting. Like GameStop is kind of iffy, because at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of stores, and it has a couple of interesting people behind this new kind of rebirth of GameStop that's kind of in the works, maybe. But if GameStop was CCIV, right? If Wall Street Bets decided that CCIV is going to be the next big thing, the next Tesla, okay? Right? Lucid Motors.
Yeah.
Could you even imagine the pump? Because you can't disprove that. They can say, hey, we think it's 300 billion upside, 400 billion upside, and we're gonna take it up to 150 or 200 billion valuation. And why? How do you stop it?
Are you talking about Lucid? Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem right now is there's nothing to invest. You have something to invest in, and it's a rumor. We've all done it, right? We've all taken that chance, right? It's working out so far, but it could flip at any time. It's a huge risk.
No, I'm talking about post
if it's confirmed.
I'm talking about post-merger, Jordan.
Post-merger, I don't. As long as this thing merges, I don't care. I'm not selling any of this stuff, because I feel like I want to be in it for the next 5 or 6 years. I don't care about the short-term game that's going on.
Yeah, this is a glorious time to be investing as a retail investor, because there are areas of opportunity that have never existed before. There are market forces like Wall Street Bets that have never existed before. And talk about leveling the playing field. As a retail investor, you have access to this on equal terms to anyone else in the world, right? Equal terms to Wall Street. And that's why we're building little widgets like the one that Jordan is working on right now to kind of help us surface this stuff. But so much to talk about. I can't wait for that episode tonight. What is that, GameStop?
That's GameStop.
Cruising back up. Is it cruising back up?
Chart on GameStop. If you zoom in a little closer, this is their 5 days. So they're off of that mega pump. But that's the whole theory behind, if you have enough people doing something that causes a short squeeze in a stock that has a lot of shorts, I mean, it's just one of those, like, is there a better way to print money?
I don't know. I don't know that there is, Dave.
It might be the perfect scheme.
I said this morning listen, I'm going to hold back on my Wall Street Bet stuff.
It might be even better than EV SPACs, which Chris is so excited about, and I'm kind of like, well, I got the ones I want. I might be done.
Okay, speaking of that, we need to go because not only do we need to prepare for our Wall Street Bets episode later today, but we have an incredible EV SPAC episode tomorrow. I know you don't want to hear it, and I don't care because it's that good, Dave. I really am interested in tomorrow's EV SPAC episode. I'm already invested. I might put more in. I don't know. I might put more in while we're filming, while we're taping tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we can wait. But
all right, so we got work to do. We'll see you tonight, 6:15 Eastern, right?
We're Dumb Money. See you soon.